Ah yeah, ladies and gentlemen, today we have an English lesson with a classic animated film, Shrek. So even though it's been 18 years since the first Shrek was screened for the first time, we can honestly say that this amazing movie and all of its beloved characters never get old. The adventures of Shrek and his friend Donkey are very humorous because it's actually a parody of many other fairy tale stories that have been adapted to film.
Wake up!
What?
So that said, you'll get to learn a lot of vocabulary that is related to these classical stories and fairy tales that take place in medieval times. Plus, definitely pay attention closely to all the pronunciation because not only will you learn formal and informal English, but you'll also get some exposure to English and Scottish accents. And if you're new here, well, every single week we make fun lessons like this one to help you understand fast-speaking natives without getting lost, without missing the jokes, and without subtitles. Just like Hassan, who says that he has improved every aspect of his English in the year that he's been studying along with our lessons. And you can too. All you have to do is hit that subscribe button and the bell down below so you don't miss any of our new lessons. So are you ready to laugh and learn with this awesome movie? Let's do it. Ah yeah.
If, for any reason, the winner is unsuccessful, the first runner-up will take his place, and so on and so forth. Some of you may die, but it's a sacrifice I am willing to make. Let the tournament begin! What is that? Ugh, it's hideous!
Oh, that's not very nice. It's just a donkey.
Huh? Indeed. Knights, new plan! The one who kills the ogre will be named champion. How about him?
Oh, hey, now come on. Hang on now. Can't we just settle this over a pint? No. All right, then. Come on!
If, for any reason, the winner is unsuccessful, the first runner-up will take his place, and so on and so forth.
The runner-up is usually the person who comes in second place in a competition. For example, in the Olympics, an athlete who wins a silver medal can be called a runner-up. The phrases so on and so forth are synonyms and are used to indicate that something continues in a similar manner. Lord Farquaad says both in order to emphasize the idea that the mission will continue until the princess is rescued. In this case, as the winner of the competition will have an extremely dangerous task, which is to rescue Princess Fiona, the chances of death are very high. For this reason, if the winner dies, the one who comes second will take his place. And if this person dies as well, the one who came in third will do it. And the same will happen with the ones that came fourth, fifth, etc. Let's listen again to how Lord Farquaad says this phrase.
The first runner-up! The first runner-up!
Here we have a good example of connected speech. This is the way that natives link their words together. Up is a preposition, which is an example of a function word. These words reduce and connect to content words like run or runner. So instead of saying runner up, Lord Farquaad says runner up. Natives do this all the time. Let's look at some more examples of the reduction of and connected speech with some TV series.
Nothing. I was just saying to my...
Could you speak up, please?
Sorry. I was just saying to my friend that I thought you were the most beautiful woman that I'd ever seen in my life.
Witch! Get out of my head!
I heard you were sick.
Oh, right. Yeah. Hold on, let me just clean up in here a little bit.
Some of you may die, but it's a sacrifice I am willing to make.
A sacrifice is a loss or something you give up, usually for the sake of a better cause. Example: he's the world's best tennis player, but he sacrificed everything else in his life for it. Originally, a sacrifice was made for religious purposes, and it usually consisted in killing an animal or a person and offering them to a god or gods. Example: the people offered a lamb on the altar as a sacrifice for their sins. In this scene, the ones that are fighting are the ones who are willing to sacrifice themselves and die for the Lord. Now, this phrase Lord Farquaad used is a common collocation. Example: I won't be able to go out with my friends for a few months, but it's a sacrifice I'm willing to make so I can travel to Paris this summer. However, as Lord Farquaad used it, it is ironic and funny because in fact, the sacrifice will be made by the champion who dies, not by him.
Let the tournament begin!
A tournament is a competition in which a series of games is played, and the winners of each game play against each other until only one winner is left.
What is that? Ugh, it's hideous!
Oh, that's not very nice. It's just a donkey.
Hideous is a word that means extremely ugly or unattractive. You can use it to refer to a person or an experience. The Lord says hideous to refer to Shrek's appearance, as he thinks that he is extremely ugly. Shrek probably knows this, but humorously makes like Farquaad was referring to Donkey rather than himself.
Indeed. Knights, new plan!
Indeed is a word you can use to add emphasis to a statement. You can also use it to express that something is correct. Example: is this your dog? It is indeed.
Michael made the trip to survey the land. It was indeed beautiful.
You know, there's nothing wrong with speaking correctly.
Indeed, there isn't.
A knight is a man who served his lord as a soldier in the Middle Ages and is trained to fight, usually in a heavy metal armor. If you like Shrek, then I bet you will also really enjoy all of the different lessons that we've done with Disney movies. You can check out those in this playlist after you finish this lesson.
The one who kills the ogre will be named champion! How about him?
An ogre is a mythical figure that is known for being a big, ugly monster. In most fairy tales and myths, ogres are shown as giant, scary, unintelligent, human-like figures that eat people. However, even though Shrek is an ogre, he comes off as a smart and friendly fellow.
Oh, hey, now come on. Hang on now.
If someone asks you to hang on, that person is asking you to wait for a short period of time. Example: hang on, I'll be with you in a moment.
Hello? Yeah, hang on one sec. Can I take this upstairs?
Sure, we don't live there, but...
Can't we just settle this over a pint? No.
To settle means to reach a decision or an agreement about something, or to end a disagreement. Example: my father and I have agreed finally to settle our differences. A pint is a unit of measurement that equals to half a liter. It's commonly used to refer to beer. Now here, Shrek said to settle the quarrel over a beer. If you do something, such as talk or discuss, over some sort of beverage, you are doing it while you consume that beverage. For example, I don't want to argue anymore. Let's talk about it in the morning over a coffee. How about we go down to the cafe and you tell me about your trip over hot tea? They discuss their plans for the project over cocktails in the lounge. So, in order to avoid fighting against all the knights, Shrek is coming up with an alternative solution, which is to drink a beer and talk about the problem.
All right, then. Come on!
You can say "come on" to someone to encourage them to do something. Example: come on, Sally, let's dance.
We should get naked and go skinny dipping in the ocean!
Yeah, Sarah's right. Come on!
However, as used here, Shrek is using it to provoke them to attack him. Example: come on, hit me with your best shot.
on, bitch. Come on. Bring it on.
Hey, Shrek! Tag me! Tag me! Whoa, yeah! Thank you! Thank you very much. I'm here till Thursday. Try the veal.
Shall I give the order, sir?
No. I have a better idea.
People of Yulok, I give you our champion!
What?
Congratulations, Ogre. You've won the honor of embarking on a great and noble quest.
Quest? I'm already on a quest. A quest to get my swamp back.
Your swamp?
Yeah, my swamp, where you dumped those fairy tale creatures.
Indeed. All right, Ogre, I'll make you a deal. Go on this quest for me, and I'll give you your swamp back.
Exactly the way it was.
Down to the last slime-covered toadstool.
And the squatters?
As good as gone.
What kind of quest? Hey, Shrek! Tag me! Tag me!
In professional wrestling, only one competitor per team is allowed in the ring at a time. A wrestler can transfer the active status to another wrestler of his team when doing a palm-to-palm tag, which resembles a high five. Donkey is jokingly asking Shrek to tag him in order to be able to participate in the fight.
Whoa, yeah! Thank you! Thank you very much. I'm here till Thursday. Try the veal.
Till is a contraction of the preposition until, and it means up to the time that. Example, shouldn't we wait till Mark's here? Note that you can see this written with one or two L's, but the meaning is the same. The phrase, try the veal, is a cliche sign-off from stand-up comedians in comedy clubs. Shrek is playfully joking with the fact that he provided good entertainment for the audience, and he is using this phrase as a way of saying goodbye.
Shall I give the order, sir?
No.
Shall and should are both auxiliary verbs but have different usages and meaning. Shall is used more in formal English than should. Although it is pretty uncommon nowadays in American English, you would refer to someone as sir in order to be polite or show respect to someone who is in a position of authority. Here, as the knight is talking to the Lord, he uses formal vocabulary.
I have a better idea.
People of Yulok, I give you our champion!
What?
Congratulations, Ogre. You've won the honor of embarking on a great and noble quest.
Quest?
When you embark on something, you are starting it. It usually denotes excitement in starting it. You might embark on a new career or embark on a trip to Asia, or, as in this situation, on an adventure.
So I would like to raise my glass to Monica and Chandler and the beautiful adventure they are about to embark upon together. I can think of no two people better prepared for the journey.
Wow.
Something noble is moral in an honest, brave, and kind way. Example, his followers believe they are fighting for a noble cause.
In this room you shall explore the noble art of divination. In this room you shall discover if you possess the sight. Hello, I am Professor Trelawney. Together we shall cast ourselves into the future.
That was a noble thing you did back there. He doesn't deserve it.
Well, I just didn't think my dad would have wanted his two best friends to become killers.
A quest is a long search for something that is hard to find, or an attempt to achieve something difficult. It is about seeking something important, and it often involves a journey. Example, Most conquerors have traveled the world in a quest for gold.
We're about to complete a great quest that began almost 2,000 years ago.
I didn't come for the cup of Christ. I came to find my father.
In that case, God be with you in your quest. Your father is being held in the castle of Grunwald on the Austrian-German border.
I'm already on a quest to get my swamp back.
A swamp is a low land that is seasonally flooded. The land there is very wet and soft. Shrek is seeking to have his swamp back because his house is there. As he is an ogre, he is very dirty and enjoys mud, and for this reason, this place is perfect for him.
Your swamp? Yeah, my swamp, where you dump those fairy tale creatures.
A dump is a place where trash is stored in piles. This verb, used here, is often used when you get rid of someone or something in a careless way. Example, she dumped her dirty clothes in the washer. It can also mean to end a romantic relationship with someone. Example, my boyfriend just dumped me.
He was roommates with John Rosoff? He went out with Andrea Tamburino? She dumped him for Michael Skloff?
Did I go to this school? Will?
Robin's gonna dump me.
Oh, sweetheart.
A fairy is a mythical, magical being that is often described as a tiny human with wings. For example, Tinker Bell from Peter Pan is a fairy. A fairy tale is a traditional story written for children. It usually involves imaginary creatures and magic. Some of the most popular fairy tales are Snow White, Sleeping Beauty, and Cinderella. Or one that we recently did a lesson on, Maleficent. In Shrek, many fairy tales live together in the same universe, and the interaction of the different characters makes it very fun to watch. A creature is a living thing that is not necessarily human or real. For example, there are flying creatures, sea creatures, and imaginary creatures like unicorns or fairies. Shrek is furious because all of these magical creatures were moved to live in his swamp.
Where you dump those fairy tale creatures.
By the way, we have another really interesting example of connected speech here. Because dump ends in P, we would pronounce it in the simple past as dumped, not dumped. However, if you pay attention here, we can't hear that T sound at the end of dumped. Why do you think that is? So that T sound is followed by a voiced TH sound at the beginning of the those. It is quite awkward for our mouth to make these two sounds consecutively. Go ahead, try it. It is impossible to do this without making a pause between those two words. So what do natives do? We simply drop the T sound. Thus, we can smoothly connect dump and those in a way that is more comfortable in our mouths. Now try repeating it with Shrek.
Where you dump those fairy tale creatures.
This is a good example of how you can see the naturalness and practicality of connected speech. If you learn how to do this right, it can actually make your speaking more fluid and comfortable. If you would like to be able to understand more connected speech and even start to produce it in your own speaking, our Fluent with Friends course is a great place to start. So in this 48-week course, you will learn alongside the first 2 seasons of the Friends series. Plus, every week you get 20+ page PDF power lessons, vocabulary memorization software, access to our Fluency Circle global community, and so much more. What are you waiting for? You can try it for free right now. All you have to do is click up here or down in the description below to learn more and sign up.
Indeed. All right, Ogre, I'll make you a deal. Go on this quest for me, and I'll give you your swamp back.
A deal is an agreement on something that usually involves a mutual benefit of all parts. Example, the government is ready to make a deal with the opposition.
How about this? From now until tomorrow afternoon, I do this, and then tomorrow night, I do that.
Deal.
Shrek makes a deal with Farquaad to regain control of his swamp in return for rescuing Princess Fiona, whom Farquaad intends to marry.
Exactly the way it was.
Down to the last slime-covered toadstool.
Down to is commonly used to refer to something in a way that includes even the smallest or least important part. Example, our work must be accurate down to the last detail. Slime is a substance very common to find in swamps or humid places. It is slippery and gooey. If a swimming pool is not cleaned often enough, it will have slime growing on the bottom. A toadstool is a mushroom. You can use the terms mushroom and toadstool interchangeably, although most people save toadstool for fairy tales and also refer to the poisonous ones.
And the squatters?
A squatter is a person who lives in an empty building or place without permission. Shrek wants the fairy tale creatures that are now living without permission in his swamp to move out.
As good as gone.
By saying as good as gone, Lord Farquaad means that if Shrek fulfills his task, he can consider every squatter as already gone. Something or someone that is as good as gone can be considered to be very nearly lost, departed, or deceased. Example: well, it's been only 2 days and my salary from last month is as good as gone.
If, for any reason, the winner is unsuccessful, the first runner-up will take his place, and so on and so forth. Some of you may die, but it's a sacrifice I am willing to make. Let the tournament begin! What is that? Ugh, it's hideous!
Oh, that's not very nice. It's just a donkey.
Huh? Indeed. Knights, new plan! The one who kills the ogre will be named champion. Have at him!
Oh, hey, now come on. Hang on now. Can't we just settle this over a pint? No. All right, then. Come on! Thank you very much. I'm here till Thursday. Try the veal.
Shall I give the order, sir?
No. I have a better idea.
People of Yulok, I give you our champion!
What?
Congratulations, Ogre. You've won the honor of embarking on a great and noble quest.
Quest? I'm already on a quest. A quest to get my swamp back.
Your swamp?
Yeah, my swamp. Where you dumped those fairy tale creatures.
Indeed. All right, Ogre, I'll make you a deal. Go on this quest for me, and I'll give you your swamp back.
Exactly the way it was?
Down to the last slime-covered toadstool.
And the squatters?
As good as gone.
What kind of quest?
Isn't learning just so much better when you have fun like you did today? Well, don't stop the learning now. Be sure to hit that subscribe button so that you don't miss any of our new lessons, and check out one of these other lessons that I know you're gonna love. Now it's time to go beyond the classroom and live your English. Oh yeah!